Welcome, everyone, to Flow Tao Salon. Today, we are diving deep into the future of e-commerce. We're going to be breaking down the 2026 Global DTC Marketing Insights Report from the folks at Goods Fox. Now, this report is based on a ton of data from 2025, and it really paints a picture of the huge shifts happening right now and what they mean for any brand trying to win in this space. So let's get started. Okay, let's just kick things off with one massive number to wrap our heads around. $6.86 trillion. That's the size of the global e-commerce market in 2025. I mean, that's just a mind-boggling figure. It's a huge, huge pie, and everyone wants a slice. But here's the twist, right? That giant number isn't the whole story, not by a long shot. If you look at this chart, you can see the real kicker. Yeah, the market is absolutely huge, but look at that growth curve. Those crazy double-digit growth years, they're basically over. The DTC gold rush, as they call it, has officially cooled down. We're in a totally new and, honestly, a much tougher game now. So, how do you actually navigate this new world? Well, we've broken it all down into 5 key parts. We'll start with the new DTC reality, then look at the global ad playbook, winning channels and content, lessons from top brands, and we'll wrap it all up with 3 keys to success. All right, let's jump into part 1, the new D2C reality. The gold rush is over, people. This is now the age of the smart strategist. It's not about just having a cool product and a website anymore. You've got to be sharp. And this quote from the report just hits the nail on the head. It says, the market logic is shifting from new user acquisition to a focus on efficiency, ad ROI, cross-border capabilities, and long-term brand strategy. What does that really mean? It means the game isn't about frantically grabbing every new customer you can find anymore. Now it's all about smart, sustainable growth. It's about your ROI, not just your reach. And here's exactly why that shift is so important. 28 million. That's how many other DTC sites you are competing with in 2025. Let that sink in. And get this, on average, over 2,000 new stores are popping up every single day. The market isn't just crowded anymore, it is absolutely overflowing. So what this all boils down to is that the old playbook, you can basically throw it out the window. That old way of just chasing growth at all costs, well, that's just a fast track to burning through all your cash. The new way is about being efficient, about building a sustainable strategy. It's a game of chess now, not a chaotic land grab. Okay, on to our next section, the global ad playbook. So if this is a game of chess, the big question is, where do you put your pieces? Where in the world should you actually be focusing your ad spend? Let's take a look. All right, and no big surprise here, the mature markets are still the main event. You've got Europe leading the pack at almost 41% and North America with about 19%. I mean, together, that's nearly 60% of all ad creatives in the world. This is where the big money is being spent. And if we drill down even further, you can see there's one undisputed king. The USA is still the absolute epicenter of the DTC world. In 2025, you had over 760,000 different DTC sites actively advertising there. It's the biggest, most competitive battleground out there, period. So, what's everybody selling? Well, the top 3 biggest spenders are probably what you'd expect: beauty and personal care, apparel, and health. But what's really interesting is that the health categories showed the biggest jump in ad investment year over year. So that's definitely a space to keep an eye on. All right, section 3, winning channels and content. So we know where the ad money is going. Now let's talk about how to win. What's the actual formula for ads that work in 2026? 73%. That's the magic number. In 2025, that's the percentage of all e-commerce sales that happened on a mobile phone. This isn't some emerging trend, folks. It's just reality. Your main storefront is now the little screen in your customer's hand. So if mobile is the battlefield, what's the language of combat? Well, the data couldn't be clearer. Look at this chart. Across all the big platforms, we're talking Instagram, Facebook, you name it. Video isn't just beating static images. It's absolutely crushing them. It's simple. If your store is mobile, you have to speak video. It is not optional anymore. Okay, but here's the million-dollar question, right? Everyone is making videos, so how long should they be? What's the length that actually grabs someone's attention and, gets them to click? It's not enough to just throw a video out there. And the report has a very specific answer. The sweet spot is between 16 and 30 seconds. Think about it. That's just enough time to hook someone, show them what you've got, and make your case, but it's not so long that they get bored and scroll away. This right here is the new gold standard for ad creative. Okay, so let's move on and look at some lessons from top brands. We've got the theory down, right? Be efficient, target the right markets, and make 16 to 30-second videos. But what does that actually look like in practice? Let's check out who's getting it right. Let's take a look at Halara. They were one of the top DTC brands in 2025, and their success is no accident. It's all about that efficiency we talked about. They create these really strong visuals that mix everyday wear with athletic scenes. And the brilliant part, they're designed from the start to be reused across all their different channels. It's a masterclass in getting the most bang for your buck. And it's not just the huge brands either. You see this working for really niche players too. Brands selling things like gear for horseback riding or specialized e-bikes. Instead of trying to fight it out in those super crowded markets, they just own their little corner of the world. They're serving a specific, passionate community, and that is way more powerful than yelling at a crowd that doesn't care. Okay, we've gone through a ton of data, so let's bring it all home with our final section, 3 keys to success. We're going to boil all this down to the 3 most important takeaways from this entire report. This is the stuff you really need to know for 2026. All right, number 1, efficiency over growth. Seriously, if you take away only one thing, let it be this. You have to shift your entire mindset. Stop the mad dash for new customers at any cost. Instead, get obsessed with efficiency in your operations, in your ads. Your new guiding lights should be profitability and sustainability, not just growth for growth's sake. Key number 2, video is the new language. We said it before, and it's worth saying again. You have to speak the language of mobile e-commerce, and that language is video. And not just any video. You need to master that 16 to 30-second format. That is how you're going to connect with people and actually make sales today. And finally, number 3, your niche is your stronghold. Look, in a world with 28 million other stores, you can't be everything to everyone. It's impossible. Your real power, your defensible moat, is a well-defined niche. That's how you build a real community and stay out of the bloody fight in the mainstream. So when you look at all this data, the conclusion is pretty stark. The era of the DTC prospector, the person who just got lucky and struck gold, that's over. The future belongs entirely to the strategist. So the final question the report leaves us with is a simple one for you to think about. In this new age of DTC, are you a prospector or are you a strategist?